Hey there, mateys. This is Scurry Scouts, a Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Today is Tuesday, April 4th, 2017. Welcome back today from California Vacation Vlogs right now. And welcome back to the Q&A series. This is for my interesting about to talk to you guys up. So we don't know about the try things about things. 2 episodes left I decided about my aunt's leaving there for her home. She goes working on in the Oregon State Department, and Renee and my aunt she goes to home for the Sacramento, California. Every one of them to be friends of size according to the California vacation vlogs. And that's what we're gonna do. Today's mateys. This is my reactions and about Alexandros Daddario, Alexandros, Zac Efron, John Bass, Alvinish Heldra, Priyanka Chopra, and Kelly Wabach, and the rock star is Dwayne Johnson. The Baywatch we have to started about the most issued about the March 28th. It seems to be all that the most a PGA Paramount Pictures on presented the new by 115 minutes away. Also we have for most the moments and temporarily. This is also we do have for the most issues about the movies, TV shows, Imagine Dragons, Radioactive, and miscellaneous photo shows, and the candidates participants. He is enjoying the hope. For my remotes under the TV shows, and they're showing about the DVR on television shows. That's could be the one to series. That's gonna be about the series of also the involved problems, and it has to do the May 26, 2017, together on Pirates of the Caribbean Dim and Tales, which is about 150 minutes, and 135 minutes have been most of the theoreticals, extended, and most of the time, take a lot of those about appearances, bearings, misunderstanding, and they're saying, oh, then most of them you can do. One of the people in the plane, and decided to film around on the Instagrams there. So the Gotham cities on the Chicago. One of the states that seems it about the fans of Bears and Cubs. One would have it about NFL, MLB. And these are the Fox Sports are in channels of the CBS sent to the CBS on Chicago State. One of the things about the crossing of the water to Metropolis is also we do have for enjoy about a fan size and the fan side doing the most according to the Baywatch cast on seven characters. It's mostly it could battle the misfortunately the specials and about any time. And my dad is still in about busy right now while texting with his phone with his friend, her sister, but 2 of them and the siblings. He was getting about the gas to freak out. He sorted about her daughter. She was never ever put it under on the table to the ground. But he gets mad, but he gets very frustrated. He gets about resilience on this floor. What Bella has loose definitely about the phone numbers just a polite for the lost and found on her ring. And she is at about 40 minutes for the least of the side, 40 minutes in the women's restroom on the Oakland, California. one thing it enjoys about the airport, it thinks for the last few days ago. Well, and I think it is. Um, I think my mom was involved for stresses them out for them, and she's saying she would go downstairs just all the way down, just about elevators, escalators to the stairs was a walk down. She was insane. Universal Studios was holding my hands just at about my. She's getting to get herself for the blood pressure on it. She gets stop touching and she gets a stop touching me, and she needs to keep her hand. She needs to keep her hands to herself. She says, "I let her go. I let her go. The down there. I'm sorry, it had to be done." She said, "What the fuck?" And wait, where's mom? And she up there. I left her behind. And she said that about already been there, and about 3 minutes ago. So I came down there. So I should have been about allegedly took the vitamin C's, and Frankie has Claridel for the blue medicine is. That's where I get an allergy. That's where I get the allergies in my nose, necks, and my heart and throat, heart and lungs. It could be to stay healthy. If it could be differently, in about also every 15 minutes ago, she knew that for recognizing about Jurassic Park the ride. There is a up there on the photo shoot beside of the end of Tyrannosaurus Rex on an extinction. The dinosaur lived there about 65 million years ago. Also, they have remains. We have also have Brachiosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Stegosaurus, Compsognathus, Dilophosaurus, Velociraptor, and the T-Rex, and Hadrosaurus the cove this size, and the raptor cage also did have the most hearing the screeching and mouth little hosting on it, just the squirting. And I looked up there just to the teeth, like 85% for the teeth, 85% for the Tyrannosaurus Rex's teeth. What I looked at the straight sides of the light. There's the waterfall. There's also waterfall was also remain also have growling and roaring. They went down just as fast as it can. I look up for the pictures just like this, and I just smile up there. Mom and dad, my mom and dad, Frankie and Bella was looking. She didn't make it look up there to the pictures. She should have been okay. And they were splashing all the way up to the every day of the water on this park theme. Was the same thing that he pays a lot of them. Also, we did have the same thing and same could. He would be understanding. He's saying. Also, we did. Also, we do. And it's pretty cool. As it's also did have to remain. Also have the remaining under the families being kind. Let's get say. Also, we totaled about every 10 minutes to be the same thing about notices about all this crap loaded. So my father was walked around. My mom was stressing her out while they're singing with the boys. They're singing a lot of those about chattering. She can't hear them while the five guys are singing around there. She says, "Mom, ignore it. Just ignore the five boys. Mom, just ignore the five boys." She literally can't control it as she willing to do to calm herself down. She can't trust them for all the time. But when we walk into the Transformers the ride, There's the guy singing around. She says, "Daddy-o, I don't want to come back there for the Universal Studios. That's not legally done under the Universal Cities." She's got very most frustrated all they could, and for all of them, she was a matter of function. She is about very frustrated for many functions we could. Also we do have the same thing about the very plants today. For when we walk in there, so I look around to a little bit for the girls was looking for down for holding her hands. She would stay together for the two girls. I look for the girls in about for the last about for 6 days ago. Even because the Universal Studios was the same thing about the time. And that was about the Decepticons against by Autobots and US Army, Navy SEALs, Marines, and Army National Guards, Air Force, lost the soldiers, every remains, including FBI, SWAT teams, and bodyguards, and different lot of humans and Sector 7. Every one of them thinks about a Khmer rumor was every most reaction. And the comma says it about give you to the paperwork. He says, "Do you understand?" Say, "Yes, sir." I just listened to announcement associations from it about for U.S. Navy SEALs and about to the supervisor for the captain of a Coast Guard. And no more ideal in the stories, but the ride was the revenge under the adventure. It just walked there and about while the waiting for the interesting about like the coasters. It says there's the ideal. It was that could have been about important things and about much having fun, almost getting dark, funning around. I just smiling around. It's good to be visited there about no reasons. I orderly and about nonsense from my mom, my sister, my brother, and my dad was walking follow behind. He was walking away. He was walking away from me, and Frankie and Bella and Julia was lost his mind. He says, "Dad, Dad, there are two people. There are two of them. The one of the woman and man was staring at him and say, 'Sorry guys, sorry. I just run her. I just patted him and instead of left back.'" He said, but he says to him and says, "That's mom. She's took the pictures in about a few minutes ago." The truly, the both point. I have nothing to do with them in the very most moments. I don't. I know about very most especially we do with them of the day. Um. We have a sunrise is there at 6:45. So Laura Geronimo. Geronimo. Also, we do have a love you guys. Kind of loveful about ASL way of working on a Miss Madison class. She's 34. 12 years passed for me. I missed her so much. Miss Loudrigan, Mrs. Dillon, Miss Ancanella, Miss Layton. She didn't make it for me to go to Washington State University. She's okay. Miss Danson and Miss Schrader's height. I missed her so much. Her daughter Bree. I missed them all so much. So I was in her from high school for about the last 3 years. For my friends my friends are just memories for them for about the class in 2014. that was been the different ones. I was either lost it during the lunch times about 10:20 through to 11. Most every day is about the 4 days of the 4. Also, we decided to see there about while the voluntarily hanging out there at about 40 minutes. And Connie wasn't my good friend. He is my rock star. And Carrie Howard Johnson was superstar. Still, she is an assistant principal from Mr. Lowney's for PPL high schools. But he starts working about 10 years ago, 10 years later. For now, it's gonna change. Kelsey, she was knows about for mentioned his name. Even even Ryan and Jordan and Theodore Blade and Michael and Shreya and Maddie and Tristan and Brooke was remainingly the same thing was badass as it looked. But to think about it, my friends just took a lot of selfies under the Washington dorms. Things that we could. She's specialist. But Emma was a specialist about a specialist for the drama queen. She thinks about it. She looks like about the work there about for high schools. Those are a lot of students. She goes onto the bus. She goes on. She drives around the Elmwood Ridge high schools. About 742 210. Most of it has to thinks about 6 hours and 30 minutes. That'll be damned, mateys. Also be damned. And Bella needs to go to sleep, and Frankie too, and Dad needs it too. So I got woke up at about 3 hours ago. I slept into the airport, SeaTac International Airport, to the sofa couch in a comfortable chair. I just woke up there, and my aunt Renee was here. She goes back home for the Sacramento, California to decided to go to the airport. She let her to know about her daughter Ariana and her cousin Ashley, her niece Ashley and Erica was it being the most intelligently, and Benny was a different ones is so awesome. It's so super awesome. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that involving was it the family. They made it for the casualties in the spring vacation there from the March 25th through April 3rd for 2017. Included Julia Perryman, Dario, Frankie, and Bella and me was lived there for the day of night for the Gardena. That was the same thing about Best Western Plus for Anaheim. And those are from the 2015, and this is weeks of the 4-day left from a 1 day for Excalibur on a hotel for the Las Vegas. That was in the summer 2015. It also will remaining at 115 degrees Fahrenheit to the outside. And she could have been about goes to the Art of Institute of Seattle. She needs to make her money to get her job. She thinks about her making money for gaming channels there. Also, we do having my job there, and also having my playing games a lot. And she thinks about really good about she needed to be on the YouTube channels, and she needed to say Bella to Benny do. She says allegedly they're doomed. They're doomed. So we had to do something, guys. So I went there for sorry guys. Stretching my arms out. Stretching my arms out just as a closer, slowly, and stretching without my muscle. So I just went to the gym before of an 8 days left. It could be decided to run through 95 to 98, 65 to 76 in 10 minutes and seconds. And that was about in the total agreed about 5,458 calories for fat and total. If it needed to lose weight, it also would do lose your fat for the belly is. Those would be side and the side for the obliques, and my backs, and my gluteus maximus, and my legs, my knee, my thigh, and my thigh calves, leg extension, my ankles and calves, and my thighs. I have no things about a total about also would do as about leg weights to do my upper abs. So I do my biceps all the time, all about the days about the 14. That was the same thing from the Gardena to Anaheim to where to closer than to the Disneyland theme park, to the Disney California Adventure, crossing there the street to the 30 seconds. There's a Captain Kiss buffet beside it at the IHOP. There's the every eating for the 7 to 12 p.m. They also agree. They also agree have about 17 hours to go. About 1,700 minutes. 1,700 minutes to go. It closer and closer and closer. Me and my dad just walked it there at about the last day of the Disneyland. That was the 4 hours ago. That was about the different. I was eating about fried rice and rice and Kentucky Fried Chicken and one rib and fries and spaghetti and meatballs and just borrowing the 4 oranges from my dad is. That was really good. That was from a Captain Kiss buffet. So I'm going on the Friday. Today is my last day. Today is my last pay on 12 the Old Country buffet. So I'm here to go to the walk around and hang out there, hanging around. Just need to know about lots of subscribes, lots of about the 11 to 2 today. So Mackenzie Rowan should be back in about home about the Buckalo. She goes to the visit for righteousness for right now. So thank you very much for coming in, guys. So California vacation vlogs right now. So don't forget to subscribe to my content. So follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Advantage, Trace, Sunshine, Gaming Channel, Chucky Star, Emily, New Jersey, Cock Story, Talk, Timeline, Hangouts on the Play Stores. Follow the description on YouTube with 24 and actor, director here on the Jugger Nuggets, Big Brother, George Barker, Kid Behind the Camera, Bridget West, The English Grandpa Shows, Grandpa's Corner, Psycho Dad, Joe Bump, Larry's Lounge, Psycho Mom, and Melissa, Psycho Aunts and Uncles, Amanda Coin, Jayla Reddick, Crocodile for Buzz, and Boogie 2988, and Roman Edwards, Wings, Team Creed, Both Squad, Reagan Dad, Derek Diesel did the girl for Salita, Space Jam Gardens, Cubie Guy, The Cubie Guy Life, Nesboo, Life of Boo, The Horror Gamer, Life of Moko, The Boo Show, and Prank vs. Prank, BF vs. GF, Joshua Dargy, Charming TV, Human TV, and Tony Tornado Vlogs, then Amanda Jean Shows, and Alexander Daddario, Forever Alex, Anna, Alison Daddario Topic, Logan Lerman, Brandon T. Jackson, Leva Rampin, Douglas Smith, Jim Perrick, Jake Aba, and Ellie Wood, and Kate Upton, Justin the Ben Furlander, Zach Efron, John Bass, Kelly Robach, Elvis Hadra, and Prankin Chopra, Kevin Hart, and Dwayne Johnson, Margie Robbie, and Emma Watson, and Britt Robertson. I know who you are. You on a movie. You on the movie A Dog's Propose. You on a Disney Tomorrowland. So thank you so much for coming in, guys. So welcome back home. Welcome back home, my friends. I love you guys. So feel free to death. So spring break would be about for 5 more days. So don't forget to keep it vigilant. Have a great morning or day.